Hey guys! Alrighty, so today is the preliminary day. Yay! For the Year to Day series. I'm going to preface all this really quick just by saying I have had a couple people tell me that people have tried to do this in the past with this book and they got flagged for copyright infringement. So I just want to tell you guys ahead of time that even though, you know, I'm not reading this to you verbatim, I'm telling you the author, I'm putting it in all of my posts, I'm telling you that I am not the one that's teaching, you know, it's all from this book, and that I'm just basically sharing my experiences with you and sharing you the different days and what's going on so we can all do it together. That it's possible that someday, like on day 78, that the videos may just magically disappear, and so I'll handle that when it comes. You know, we'll continue it on Facebook, we'll do whatever we have to do, but I just want to tell you guys that ahead of time, that that is possible, apparently, according to other people. So, moving on. We are doing Wicca, Year and a Day, 366 Days of Spiritual Practice and the Craft of the Wise by Mr. Timothy Roderick. He has it all written out, day 1 through day 366. And they are all written out in blocks of different things. I'm not going from 1 to 366 in that order. What we're doing is I have devised it so that it makes sense. There are parts in the book where the center is like 100 and some odd pages of nothing but Sabbats, and I don't feel like anybody's going to learn. If, you know, why would I be doing something about, you know, Samhain right now in March? That doesn't make sense. So what I did is I put the Sabbats around where they are. So for example, we will start this out. The first week is a lot of background stuff, and then it goes into some meditation stuff, and then we get into the first part of the goddess. And then we start, there's 12 days that have to do with Beltane in the Sabbat part. So then I started the Sabbats. I went the 11 days leading up to Beltane and Beltane itself as the Sabbat. And then started after that with the goddess and where we were and continued on. And then went, you know, to Litha from that type of thing. So it is broken up so that there are segments of that the Sabbats will fall where the Sabbats are. Yeah, so that's that. Another thing I want to tell you guys is, for those of us, whether you're new and you've never done this before, or you're just beginning in Wicca or witchcraft or paganism or whatever it is you're just starting, or if you are seasoned and you've been doing this for a couple years or 30 years or whatever, if you're doing this, I can't tell you what to do, but I am highly suggesting that you don't skip any days just because you don't feel like doing them because they seem boring. The good shit that I know a lot of people are waiting for is in the back of the book. You know, the runes and the tarot and the divination and the herbs and the magic and the spells and all that's in the back of the book. There's a reason for that. It's because there is a lot of foundation that you need to build in order to be a successful practitioner. You can't build a 30-foot house or a 30-foot house, Jesus, a 30-story house on a shitty foundation that's all crumbly. Because what's going to happen? It's going to crumble. You really need to spend time getting to know yourself, getting to know the god and goddess, getting to know the elements. Even if you are seasoned and you think you know them inside and out, that's fine. It's not going to hurt to spend some extra time with them and maybe look at them in a little bit different fashion. So, for example, one of the first days... Oh, there is a day 1. Nothing. Jeez, now I'm mad. One of the days has to do with, like, melting beliefs, and one of them has to do with, like, those upsetting words like Wicca and witchcraft and magic. You can put a spin on them and talk about how you used to feel when you first got into it and how you grew into that. And it would really help, you know, not only the beginner, but somebody that's advanced. So I'm just suggesting not to skip any days because you don't feel like doing them. Now, I do understand that shit comes up. I am going to try my absolute hardest to do this every single day. Right now, my plan is to do it thick or thin, no matter what happens, every day. If something horrible comes up, obviously I will tell you. But my plan is to have a video up every single day. But, you know, these will be recorded. Hopefully they don't go anywhere. So if you feel like you need a day off, if you feel like it's becoming too monotonous, that's the one thing. Don't make this be a chore. I've taken a year and a day program before, and it was a chore. And I stopped because I didn't like doing it. And that's one of the things with this. You know, there's a lot of stuff that it's like, oh, well, this first week of stuff I could do all in a day. No. Do it one day at a time. I know people are going to get excited, but please do it a day at a time because you don't want to get that burnout too fast. Because I promise there's a lot of stuff that it ends up going into later on, and it slowly builds on the stuff you've learned from before. So just take it a day at a time. You know, you can practice whatever else you want to practice in the meantime, but when you set aside your half hour or hour or whatever you set aside every night or every morning or every day to do this, please just do it one day at a time. And I promise you will see why the further it goes in, but there were days where in my other program, and it was my fault, where I would do everything all at once, like on a Sunday when all the stuff was due on Monday, and I got burnt out and I didn't want to do it anymore, so I stopped. You don't want to do that. You don't, because you're not going to learn anything from it. Okay, so today is the preliminary video. Tomorrow starts day 1. Day 1 starts tomorrow. Don't freak out. Now calm down. The reason I'm starting it tomorrow instead of Friday or Saturday is because A, I'm really excited. And B, because when we started laying out the groundwork of the different days, because we literally got a 12-month calendar and wrote every single day in this book on what day it fell so I could be a little organized. Thursday is what ended up working. It just is. And it's great because it's falling on Ostara. It's a day of renewal, of rebirth, of growth. It's a great day to start something like this. So it's just a small little day. This first week is actually full of small questioning type things. So it's not like it's a huge deal. Please don't fret if you don't have your book yet, if you ordered it, or if you're waiting on it. Tomorrow is a day to, you know, to gather supplies if you want some, because I'm going to read you off the list of supplies, and I'll also try to make sure that it's posted on Facebook so that you can get to it. I'm actually, as I go through, I'm going to try to post, I think it's every 30 days, it posts a supply list, and for those people that want to have the supplies, I want to have the document up for you. You don't have to have the supplies. Please don't empty out your piggy bank trying to buy all of this stuff, because sometimes it just doesn't happen. And you can just as easily make something work with a couple of white candles as opposed to having a whole bunch of shit that they want. Now, you know, there are some days that are based around making incense and making oil. And if you can't do it that day because you don't have the stuff, so do it on a different day. Okay, it's not that big a deal, but that's why I'm going to give you the list ahead of time so that you can slowly gather supplies if you want to, so that you're ready for the days when you need them. Another thing that I recommend over the next couple days is to get yourself a notebook, because there are a lot of days where they have you writing certain things. They have you writing your thoughts on stuff. They have you keeping notes on whatever, and it's nice to have it all in one place. So I'm actually going to go out and get one as well. So I highly recommend doing that, and I think that's pretty much what I had to tell you. So today's the preliminary day where I'm just doing this. If you have any questions at all, you can always get a hold of me on the Facebook group, which I'll also post below if you're not part of it yet. It'll start tomorrow with day 1, which is super easy, so don't freak out. Actually, this whole first week, please don't freak out if you don't have your stuff yet. If you've ordered it and it's not in yet, don't freak out. It's super, just like, easy peasy. I already told you that we're going to go through stuff in a wacky out of order. Not the teacher, so I hope we don't get fined for copyright. Oh, this is another big one. For those of you that are in the southern hemisphere and your Sabbats are different from ours, I apologize. For you, it would be good to get the book so that you can go, I guess, so you can go through the Sabbat that you're on. But I'm going through the Sabbats as they are up here because for me personally, it wouldn't make sense for me to go through Beltane when it's Samhain. You know what I mean? So I apologize for that for those of you that do have them backwards, or not backwards, but mine's backwards from yours and yours is backwards from mine and they're just flip-flopped. Oops. I apologize for that, but I am going over the ones that are in the northern hemisphere, so that's, yeah. So there may be some days, like half of it, that will be different for you. I mean, they pretty much did them all the same. They kind of have the same layout, but you just may be doing different things than I will be. So you may want to get the book so that you can go along with what yours says as opposed to what I'm teaching. Or if you don't care and you want to do what I'm doing, that's fine too. Alright, so I'm going to read this off to you guys really quick, just so that you know ahead of time, in case you're interested, what supplies you're going to need for the next 30 days. Alright, so every 30 days there's going to be a list of magical items that you can acquire if you so choose. If you don't want to, please don't break the bank to do so. Day 3, you're going to need a 5 to 6 inch white taper candle and a candle holder. Day 17, it calls for a Farmer's Almanac, which you can get at like Meijer or Walmart for a couple bucks. Day 20, you're going to need a 5 to 6 inch orange taper candle and a compass. The compass is also needed on 4 other days. Day 22, you need a 5 to 6 inch orange taper candle again, a 1/4 ounce or less of myrrh resin or dried powdered orris root, and self-igniting charcoal. Or something to burn loose incense on is what I'm guessing. Day 25 is a 5 to 6 inch green taper candle. Day 27 is a 5 to 6 inch green taper candle, a 1/4 ounce of herbal blend consisting of dried meadowsweet and powdered oak bark, and a compass. And day 30 is a 5 to 6 inch indigo taper candle. Like I said, as I get time, I will actually type these up and put them in the Facebook group so that you have something you can print out if you so choose and if you don't have the book. So yeah, that's what I got. We will be starting tomorrow. You know, get your notebook, get whatever you need. It's all good. And I'm very excited about all this, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will get this thing rolling tomorrow. Bye.